Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We're going to get started now. I know a few people may join a little bit late. We will have a link available within our group chat along with more instructions on the rest of the trip, inshallah. So for our group leaving on the 18th and getting back to New York on the 3rd, we're going to cover a few topics today. We're going to have quick introductions for our team. And then after that, we will go ahead and jump into our schedule. And from there, we will cover some portions of the technology involved with the current trips because it's not the same as it used to be before the pandemic. And at the end, we will also cover some ground updates, what's going on over here. Alhamdulillah, we already have our first group over here, so we can give you some on-hand experience, what we've been going through over here, and some of the things that are easier now, some of the things that are changed. So we will be covering all of that, inshallah. So without any further ado, let's just get started now. So my name is Harun Hassan, and I will be, inshallah, taking care of many of the logistics that happen on the ground in Saudi Arabia. I am also involved with all the buses that get arranged and the hoteling and a lot of the things along that line. So inshallah, I will be here when you guys arrive, and we will all meet each other, inshallah, and when you guys get here on the 19th. If I can have Brother TJ just quickly just come on and introduce himself. He will be one of the group leaders for this group, and he will be traveling with the group as well, along with Brother Noman. So if TJ, you can just do a quick introduction, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Inshallah, see you Monday at 10 a.m. at the Terminal 1. When you're approaching Terminal 1, it's the very first gate is for the Saudi airline. So inshallah, we meet you there. We will have your ihram and other thing, and we will be traveling together. If you have any question, you will have my phone number on this site, so you can call me later. Inshallah, I'll answer all your questions.
Thank you. We also have Sister Rahima as well with us in the meeting. If you can just quickly introduce yourself, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Yeah, my name's Rahima. I'll be on this trip with you as well, here to help out with anything you might need, especially anything as far as like technology, apps, permits, things like that go. Inshallah, I'm here for that.
All right, Jazakallah khair. We will also have Noman at the airport too. He's not available in the meeting right now, but inshallah with TJ and Noman, both of them will also be traveling on the flight with you. So just when you get to the airport, just go ahead and meet them. They will give you more instructions for the rest of the trip. Things do change. The trip does not stay exactly the same. So this is why we give you a tentative schedule for the entire trip. And from there, anything that may change, we will of course give you updates. That's why we have our WhatsApp groups. So without any further ado, let's get started on the schedule for our trip, inshallah. So we need everyone to arrive at JFK Terminal 1 at the Saudi airline counter on the morning of the 18th. So 10 a.m. is when we want everyone to show up, inshallah. First things first, you beat the crowd. You want to make sure you get everything done and out of the way. The second thing is, just in case any issues come up, we can take care of those issues 3.5, 4 hours before the flight, rather than someone coming in to check in last moment at 2 hours before the flight. It's really tough to take care of any of the issues that may arise regarding the traveling. So it's very important that you come in on time. Talk with TJ, talk with Noman. We will have a few things for you at the airport, inshallah. We'll be giving you a bag. For the sisters, we arrange hijabs. And for the brothers, we also have ihrams, because you do need your ihram. This is a Makkah first trip. So when you go, you will arrive at Jeddah airport, and basically you will be going and doing your Umrah. So just a little bit about the flight. And in the previous seminar, we did get some questions on what's going to happen with the fasting. It's completely up to you if you want to fast while traveling. While you're going, it is a shorter fast compared to what we will be doing in New York. So as the fast opens approximately around 7:30, you will be opening your fast approximately around 5 p.m. if you decide to fast on the date of the departure. So the flight takes off, and you basically have a few hours, and then the fast basically opens. They do provide you with some dates and some water to open your fast, and they do go around and ask whether you're fasting or not in the plane, just so they can give your meal after your fast opens, inshallah. So at the airport, it's pretty simple. You come, you check in with TJ and Noman, you get your things, and you can go ahead. Just make sure to keep your ihram with you because you will need to change on the flight. Keep it in your bag, and from there you go ahead. You can check in, or you can come meet us after check-in. So this way, there is no possibility of you checking in your ihram. You have your things. If you want to spend some time with family, just go through security by 11 a.m., 11:30. Sometimes the rush does start increasing, so just make sure you give yourself enough time to pass security. Once you pass security, it will be almost Zohar time, so wait a little bit and you can go ahead. If you're comfortable praying it combined, go ahead, pray Zohar and Asr combined, inshallah. If not, just pray Zohar. Once the flight takes off, you can go ahead and start praying your Asr. Boarding usually starts 1 hour before the flight, so 1 p.m. inshallah, you can start heading towards the gate and go ahead and board the flight, inshallah. It is a full flight, so just please show up on time. And just in case you want your seats to be changed or anything like that, for most of the people in the group, especially someone traveling with families, we do pre-select their seats, so everyone is sitting together. So I'm not too worried about that portion, but just in case, you want to change around your seats or any changes happen, those are not 100% guaranteed. Even though we select the seats, sometimes they do switch it over. So when you get there early, you have a higher chance of having the whole family sitting together as well. So the flight takes off. If you're fasting, a couple hours later, your fasting will open. You can go ahead and pray Maghrib and Isha. A few hours down the road, Fajr time will kick in. If you decide to fast, they will ask you and give you some light suhoor. If you don't fast, they will also serve breakfast as well. Once you land in Jeddah Airport, it will be approximately 9 to 10 a.m. inshallah. By the time you depart from Jeddah Airport, it will be around noon, and you will get to Makkah around 1:30 to 2 p.m. inshallah. So once you arrive in Makkah, if you have done Umrah before, we highly recommend that you go ahead and perform your Umrah on your own. Ramadan time is not like regular season. It's highly, highly crowded at this point. They as you get there, it is possible that you may have to wait because check-in time does start at 4 p.m. We are trying to get the keys ready beforehand, but if they are not, it is possible we may get some of the keys by 4 p.m. So just mentally prepare yourself for that as well. It may take a little bit. And if you do need a SIM card at the airport, of course, we'll give you some time at the airport to do that as well. So once you arrive in Makkah, if you want to go ahead and do your Umrah on your own, you can definitely go ahead and take care of that. If you decide to go with the group will inshallah be going approximately around 10 p.m. We do have iftar in the hotel, inshallah. So that starts after Maghrib. And it's not like you open your iftar and you don't have any time. So when you break your fast, they do give you some extra time. So if you do decide to open in Haram, you can still come back and have your meal in the hotel. Once you're done with that, inshallah, and you can go ahead do your Umrah with the group. And after that, you have, inshallah, all the way till the 24th in Makkah, inshallah. Hopefully catch all your prayers. Because it's a Ramadan group, we do not do sightseeing tours in Makkah. But you will have a sightseeing tour in Medina, inshallah. So just a quick rundown. On the 24th, you will be departing, inshallah. So you do your you go do your Fajr prayer and you come back, inshallah, and the bus will be ready to depart. And of course, we will give you exact timings when it will depart, but we're trying to depart it right after Fajr prayer, inshallah. So you get to Medina approximately a little bit before Zohar time, if everything goes well. And you're in Medina all the way till the 2nd. And there is only one activity that will happen in Medina. That is your sightseeing tour in Medina on the 26th. The timing is still pending. We are trying to do it after Taraweeh. The previous one we did for the current group was right after Fajr. It worked out pretty well, but of course, it does get hot at that time, so we are trying to move it over to inshallah after Tarawih. Just keep that in mind, like we are only covering 2 locations because of Ramadan. We want to make sure you get enough time to come back to the hotel and rest. So it will be you go, we want to make sure you can catch your prayer in Masjid Quba, and then we want to make sure you can also go pay your respects at the Shuhada site at Uhud Mountain. So these are the 2 main activities we will do. We're more focused on activities which there is virtue for. So inshallah, hopefully, I hope everyone else is also looking forward to it. Moving forward to departing from Medina, I know everyone is returning on the 3rd, but we are not leaving from Makkah. So we are actually leaving from Medina airport. So the departure is actually on the evening of the 2nd of May. So we will have to get you to the airport at least 4 hours before. Same story, we want to make sure if any issues arise, we can take care of them on the spot. It's just we just have these plans in place for mitigation, and of course, the seat selection is a whole nother issue as well. We want to make sure that the families are sitting together as well. So you will have your flight at 9:30 from Medina Airport to Riyadh, and then from Riyadh to JFK. Just keep in mind, we are switching over from a domestic flight to an international. So we will have to collect our luggage and we will have to recheck it in. And we do have to switch a terminal in Riyadh. So it's a quick shuttle. It takes you from Terminal 5 to Terminal 1 and 2, which is their international terminals. So we will go ahead and check in for our New York flight. And inshallah, I will be on the flight back with everyone. Currently, I'm in Saudi Arabia with our first group, but for this particular group, I will be flying back, inshallah. So I will be there to assist you for any help you may need. Just coming back, I did miss one minor detail for the airport. Just make sure you have the right shoes or the slippers for the trip, because you will be making intention for ihram on the flight. So you will need your slippers for that. For the men, they have like some slippers where it shows certain portions of the feet. So the men do have that restriction, and they do have to wear the ihram, which we will be providing you at the airport. If you want to purchase your own as well, you can do that. But just make sure you have your slippers. For the women, the ihram clothing is their regular clothing. So just it's a little bit easier for the women, and for the men, when you do change your ihram on the flight, just make sure you look for the handicap bathroom. There is much more room in there, and it's a little bit easier to change your ihram. They do make the announcement, but it's much better if you actually change your ihram 3 to 4 hours before the flight lands. That's when nobody is trying to change their ihram, and you kind of beat the rush. It is a full flight. So you want to make sure you have the ihram on. Once they make the announcement that we're about to cross miqat, you can go ahead and make your intention for ihram and umrah. And if there's space in the musalla in the back of the plane, you can go ahead and pray your 2 rakat nafil and make your intention. If not, just make your intention, inshallah. And once you land, you can also go ahead and make your intention as well. Pray the nafil once you land as well. It's sunnah, but it's, of course, if you can do it on the flight, do it. If it's too crowded, I would suggest to avoid it. So it makes it a little bit easier. Other than that, like I already mentioned, once you get to Makkah, if you have done Umrah before, highly recommended to do it on your own. And the group will be going, inshallah, around 10 p.m. I do, just in case I missed something, I do want TJ to just cover it up, and then we will move on to the technology for the trip, inshallah. You're on mute, TJ. If you can unmute yourself, inshallah. And TJ, if you want to add anything, because you.
I believe so far so good. You already covered the. We will be providing ihram, and they were bringing the chapels and belt as well. And inshallah, we will meet you there. At please be on time. So if any issue arose, so we will take care of. Myself, Samyuddin, and brother Noman, we will be see you inshallah Monday morning over there at 10 o'clock.
Inshallah, inshallah. I want to pass it over to Sister Rahima so she can cover some of the complications for the trip. We do have some technology involved, so it's always good to know what to expect for the trip. So if you can just take over, Sister Rahima, inshallah, and then we can go ahead and open for Q&A after that.
All right, assalamu alaikum. So yeah, as Brother Harun mentioned, there's definitely some technology needs that we'll have for this trip. If you've ever performed Umrah before the pandemic, these might be new to you. So I would definitely, listen in. And obviously, if this is your first time, some great information that we're going to go over here. The first thing that I want to talk about is the needs you'll have for the technology, exactly what equipment you're going to need. You'll need at least one working phone, a phone that is able to receive text messages and be connected to the internet. So this could either be in the form of a phone that's connected to a U.S. carrier and has like has an international plan, so data roaming and things like that, and it can receive text messages and can connect to the internet outside of the United States in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's pretty simple to figure out. You can call your carrier, whether it's T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, whatever. You call them, you find out what plan you have, and if you're looking to get an international plan, that can definitely be done. The second option that you have, as far as making sure that you have a connected phone, is actually bringing an unlocked phone from the US and buying a local Saudi SIM card once you get here. And obviously, with the local Saudi SIM card, you'll get the same things that we talked about: internet connection, some texting, and obviously minutes as well. But one thing that's super important is that you have a working phone that is able to connect to those things, and it is unlocked, right? Some people come from America and they don't realize it, but their phone isn't unlocked and it's not accepting a Saudi SIM. So it's pretty simple to figure out if your phone is unlocked as well. You can easily call your carrier and make sure they unlock that for you before you come. Once your phone situation is handled, you know how what phone you're bringing and what carrier you'll be using. The next thing I want you to do is go ahead and look at the links that are posted both in the chat and in the slides. I'm sharing my screen right now so you can see. There are two apps. One is called Tawakkalna and one is called Itmarna. Each app, I've provided the links for whether you are using an iPhone for the App Store or for the Google Play Store if you're using an Android or Google phone. You can go ahead and download both of those apps. So the first one is called Tawakkalna. That app can be downloaded now, and it's basically an app that lets the person checking it know that you do not have COVID, that you are you're in a green status, or basically your status is good. They used to check it almost like religiously, no matter where you went. If it was the restaurant, a mall, shopping, haram, masjid, wherever you're going, they were checking it. They've eased up on it a little bit, but at the same time, it's still technically a requirement, and so we don't want anyone getting caught, offhand and caught, being surprised by just not having it. So it's better to have it than to not, and it really just takes no more than 10 minutes to set up. So there's no reason to not do it. So definitely go ahead and just download. You could even do it right after the seminar. Download Tawakkalna onto your phone, the phone that you know you're bringing to Saudi Arabia with you. And then for Tawakkalna, that's it. You can only download it. You can't set up the app until you're actually physically inside of the kingdom, until you're actually in Saudi Arabia. The second app is called Itmarna. I've also provided the links for whether you have iPhone or Android to download Itmarna. Itmarna is an app that basically allows you to get permits for the ibadat that we need permission to go do. So if you've ever done Umrah in the past, it's usually just you wear your ihram, you have the intention, you go to haram, you make your Umrah. It's not like that anymore. Post-COVID, you actually have to get a permit, a time slot in which you're meant to go do your Umrah. So in order to get that time slot, you need this app. So the first step for Itmarna would definitely be to go ahead and download it. And then once you have all the information that's needed, it's going to ask you for things like your phone number and an email address and your passport or visa number, right? So when you have all that information, you can actually input it. I would definitely suggest using both a phone number and an email which you have access to. And when they ask you to make a password, if you get logged out, you're going to need that password. So make sure that it's a password that you remember, and the email is an email that you have access to, not like a 10-year-old email that you won't be able to find again. Okay, so actionable things that we're going to do today, inshallah, or right before our trip, inshallah, are ensure that we have a phone, a working phone. I would also, definitely not a requirement, but I would suggest, if you feel comfortable and you have the ability, to actually come with two phones. One phone that, if you want, you could keep on an American carrier plan. I know a lot of carriers are not offering international roaming and stuff like that, and then you could have one with a local SIM. That does work well, but it's not necessary if you don't have access to it. One phone does do the job, but it should be one phone per family member. And then, so once your phone situation is set up and you know which carrier you're using and that you will have data and SMS texting here, I want you to go ahead and download Tawakkalna and Itmarna on your phones. Once those are downloaded, you could start with the Itmarna setup. Of course, we understand you need help. That's totally fine. We're here on the ground in Makkah and Medina to help you guys out with that. Brother TJ, Brother Noman, they're also there at the airport to help you guys out with stuff like that. So any sort of questions, you could definitely reach out to any of us, your group leaders, or any of us staff, inshallah.
All right, thank you, Sister Rima. Inshallah, let's continue. I do want to cover the current updates, what's going on in Saudi Arabia right now. So at this point, they are not allowing you to book a time slot for the Roda, Riyaz al Jannah. So it's like the old system. You just go and you get on a line, and once they close it, they won't let you in. So just keep that in mind for the men and for the women. For the men, it's recommended that you go before Fajr time, so before like around Suhoor time. It's usually better. It's more access to getting in, so it's around like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And for the women, they're recommending after Fajr. So you go in for Fajr and you try to come back before 11. So from Fajr to 11 is when they have easier timing and easier access to Riyaz al Jannah. The salam, there are no permits required anymore either. So you just go ahead, go do your salam as much as you want. And inshallah, it is getting a little easier even for Umrah. Of course, you should have the permit just in case they check, but the crowds are so heavy. It's actually, they're just letting everyone through as long as you have a ihram on. So just keep these minor things in mind. The trips are getting more like how they were before the pandemic. So just prepare yourself. And when you do go to Riyaz al Jannah, just make sure you give yourself plenty of time, and you go at you may have to try at a few different timings in order to get in. They don't have any exact timings for the women or for the men. If it's super crowded, they may just start sending you away. If it's not that crowded, they will let you in. Just like before, you got on a line, you may be getting in, you may not be getting in, you may have to do a couple of attempts. So inshallah, we're looking forward to serving you, inshallah, during your trip. And hopefully everyone has a safe flight, everyone gets to the airport on time and able to perform their Umrah on the 19th, inshallah. And we will also be posting TJ's number. So just in case you want to reach out to him once you get to the airport, we will also post Noman's number as well. So those will be your 2 point of contacts at the airport, and they will be the 2 group leaders who are traveling with the group. So just try to stay in touch with them, try to keep up with the instructions. Everything is posted in the WhatsApp group. If you have not added your family into it, we did send out the link to almost everyone. If you did not receive the link, you can always reach out to one of our team members and they can send you over the link. And just forward the link to the traveling family members that are going with you, who are on the same, basically the same trip as you. So this way they also get the updates. If you have a few people in the family, one person is getting the update. You want to make sure if you have family of 2, both are getting it. Family of 3, all 3 are getting it. Just in case, one person, maybe internet is down or some issue happened with the phone, maybe the phone turned off. You want to make sure you're getting live updates because changes are pretty frequent in Saudi Arabia. We don't want you to suffer throughout the trip. We want to make sure we can give you any delay updates or anything that's happening. So it's easier for you and it's easier for us too. It's a little tough if we need to call each person in the room. Everyone gets the update. And of course, for any emergencies and stuff like that, we do have our staff available. So all that information will also be provided. And just follow the instructions. A slide will be posted for activating at the Marna. So just try to download at the Marna and try to activate it before you leave from there. So this way you have everything already set up and you can actually start taking your permits for your Umrah as well. And that's about it. That's it for today, inshallah. I do want to open it up for Q&A. So if anyone has any questions, you can unmute yourself, inshallah, and ask the question, and we'll try to answer it to the best of our ability. It's okay if anyone doesn't have any questions, and of course, anything comes up, we will be posting up some of the group leaders' numbers. You can always reach out to them individually, and if we see a common question, more than one party or two parties are asking, we will post the answer in the group too. So if two people need it, there's a high probability more than two people may need the same answer. And don't shy away from anything. We're here to assist you throughout your trip. We want to make sure you have a great spiritual journey, inshallah. So we're going to end the meeting at this point. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Question.
Yes, brother.
Regarding the Ihram, you said that you will be provided with Ihram by the team, by the
Yes.
Arimine. My question
Yes.
is regarding I have two kids traveling with me. One is female, another kid is a male, he's 10 years old. Will I have Ihram for my 10 years old son?
We don't have size specific ihrams. I just want to clarify that. We can give him we will provide him with the adult ihram. So sometimes it's easier if you just fold it up and you kind of have to adjust the size a little bit.
Okay.
But
you can do
of
it.
course, yes, we will be giving ihram to all the males, and for the females, we have hijabs.
Yeah, but so he will be able to wear it on the flight, right?
Yes,
Though it's
yes, he
long,
will be able to wear
it's
it
a
on the
long
flight.
one, but we'll be able to do it.
Yes.
And we will
And
be
if you feel the ihram is too big, of course, when you arrive there, maybe you can get a scissor and cut it up and make it a little bit smaller. So this is nothing to worry about. It's just one of those things where you know, fewer adjustments will be needed.
Okay, understood. And it will be provided each one with one ihram, right?
Yes, each person we will give one ihram, all the males.
All the males will get one ihram.
Yes.
Okay. And my next question, and the last question probably, the first Umrah will perform in Makkah after arriving. That will be at 10 o'clock at night. The group Umrah.
That's how the group will be performing it. If you choose to go early, it's not an issue. You can go. Like I mentioned
but I have
before.
a family. Sorry for the interruption. I have a family of four, two small children. I mean, 10 and 9 years, and myself and my spouse. So we'd like to go in a group.
That's not a problem, inshallah. Join the group. The group is open to everyone, whether you've done Umrah or not before. The group is open to everyone. You can, you're more than welcome to come and join the group. Just a reminder, Umrah is not a, it's not a collective prayer. It is an individual prayer. The group leaders are there more to kind of guide you which directions you need to go, rather than reading du'as and you're repeating it. We will be posting, inshallah, Umrah guide as well in the group, so you can read up on that before you come here, inshallah.
You'll be posting it on the
yes,
WhatsApp?
It's a digital. Yes, it will be a PDF file, inshallah. Just take some time, read it, and if you still have any questions, inshallah, we do have TJ and Noman available on the trip, inshallah. They will be able to assist you with any further questions you may have, inshallah.
Okay, thank you. Shukran, brother.
You're welcome. You're welcome. No issues, brother.
I have a question.
Yes, sister.
Yeah, I heard that you will provide a belt and slipper. Is that correct?
No, that is not correct. We are not providing belt and slipper. That's something, slippers you need to definitely get. This is only for males. I'm mentioning this one more time. For the women, they don't have a shoe restriction. For the males, they need to get their own slippers. And if they choose to wear a belt, they also need to get a belt. Personally, I don't wear a belt with my ihram, but everyone has their own preferences.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sister.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam.
I have a question. Like we are 4 people, right? And my mother can't use the phones. So we also have to get another phone for her, or we can do it on the phone.
Like we mentioned before, this is a Saudi requirement. Even if she can't use it, I would suggest to still keep a phone. You don't want any trip interruptions because the rules, they change in an instant. Right now, they have the restrictions eased. Last 10 nights, I'm 100% sure the crowds are going to increase and they may make some changes. We cannot guarantee each trip is going to stay the same because we're guiding you based on what is going on right now and what the requirements are right now. If the requirements change tonight, we will be posting an update for the new requirements tonight. If they change again tomorrow night, we will be posting the new updates. So just keep in mind, you will need another smartphone with an active SIM for your mother as well, for each family member. Even if you have children who are 6-year-old, 7-year-old that are traveling, you do need a smartphone. And if you don't decide to bring a phone from the US, you will need a local Saudi SIM card so we can activate all these things.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I do want to apologize because these are things, they're not really in our hand. These are government policies. I wish there was a way to make these things much easier, and we do understand there is some frustration involved, but it is a trip during, we're still going through the pandemic, so there are requirements and restrictions, and we will try our best to make it easy as possible for you as well too, but we're a team, so we need to make sure we provide you with the information that you need to take care of so we can take care of the other end and help you out where we can help you out, inshallah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, brother. We are running out of time as well too, inshallah. So let's end the meeting over here. The recording will be available. And like I said, if any questions are coming up, and if I see, even if it's a single question that comes up, inshallah, we will be posting the information for everyone in the group. Don't hesitate to reach out to TJ or to Noman. And inshallah, they will be your point of contact on the ground till the flight, on the flight, until you arrive to Makkah, inshallah. I hope everyone stays safe, inshallah, and take care. And looking forward to welcoming you into Saudi Arabia, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.